Alright, so here we go. It's still my turn 3. I made the mistake of charging his fast cav, my generals behind his lines, and 2 more fanatics. So we had a total of 5 fanatics in this game. They popped out of that archer unit. He sent one at my general, and the other one he sent towards, well, you can see where he ended on the right, because I had declared a charge with my Pegasus Knights against that bolt thrower. And he thought that sending one of those fanatics against my general would be enough, and so he was using the other one to take care of my Pegasus Knights. So what happened, the one that hit my general, we allocated attacks, and all of them went towards my Pegasus, because it's a monstrous mount. So my general's now on foot, and since I don't have a model to represent a Bretonnian character on foot, and I'm tired of using cheap little peasant models to represent it, I grabbed Courthill for my High Elf army. So Courthill is my general on foot. And you see that that other goblin didn't do it. I'm going to fly right over his head and not have to take hits on my Pegasus Knight unit. So finally something good happened to me this game. So my turn 3, you see I take I did charge his bolt thrower, my other Pegasus Knights I bring up, put on the hill, I bring my Grail Knights up, so at least I'm looking at being able to amass some attacks against his big block of infantry right there. I turn my bowmen on the hill around just to pepper his trolls a little bit. Not sure why. There's really nothing those guys are doing for me. On this side of the board, yeah, this is before combat where you see I charged my Knights Errant and they're high and dry going against that block. Now, this is a rule question. I directed my catapult at that unit of orcs, and he said he wasn't sure that was legal, and I said, well, if there's any doubt, let's not do it. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter. I know that if I shot at another unit of orcs and the stone veered over, it could hit a unit in combat, which is why he thought it was legal. But if anybody knows, please just let me know. But anyway, I actually had a hit and killed 5 of those orcs, so I thought, okay, well, I took out a rank, and so I might have a little bit more of a chance right there. Took my fast cav and shot using their 360 shooting and killed a couple of his wolf riders, but they passed their panic test. And yeah, Knights Errant did very little. I think they killed 1 or 2 guys, and just, yeah, they didn't have a chance. They got destroyed. And I know better than that. That's a flanking unit that's not designed to go head-on into anybody. So here's another look at this side of the board, just showing that my Pegasus Knights did beat the bolt thrower, and they overran. And if they flew, they would have landed on top of that unit, the big block of orcs. We didn't know what to do. They couldn't really fit in combat, so we just said they just stopped at my general. And neither one of us really cared, whatever. So on his turn, he charges my fast cav in the rear. I decide to let him just take it because I didn't really want to. He gets anyway. I just didn't care. I didn't want them to get in the way of my bowmen if I could help it. Not my bowmen. I'm sorry, my men-at-arms. So on this turn 3, that unit of archer goblins rolled a 6 on animosity, and so they got to move up. And then he rolled another 6, so they came up pretty far, and then he was able to turn them and shoot them at Pegasus Knights and angle them such that I'd be hitting them in the front with my Grail Knights. So it was a little bit unlucky for him to roll a 6 on animosity, then roll a 6 for distance. But yeah, that's what we're looking at there. You can see he turned his BSB's unit so that my general and those Pegasus Knights aren't going to hit him in the flank. Not that it would matter, because I wasn't going to negate the rank bonus, but whatever. His Spider Riders came up to shoot at my Trebuchet, hoping to charge it next turn. His Trolls at the bottom failed their stupidity test, and so they're technically off the board right now. That's actually kind of good. Sorry about the weird angle here, just showing that his fast cav beat my fast cav and chased him just like you see him. So, Brett turn 4. So what I was thinking was, Grail Knights charge the Goblins, they beat them, they overrun hopefully into the flank of that big unit, and I should absolutely destroy that infantry unit. Worst case scenario, if I don't roll high enough to make it into the flank, with 4 Pegasus Knights, 2 of whom are champions, and equating to 8 Pegasus attacks, plus my general with 4 attacks. I'm thinking I'm going to do enough wounds that if I get unlucky and the Grail Knights can't support me, I'll at least tie. And if I get lucky and the Grail Knights do support me, I'm going to just obliterate that unit. Took my men-at-arms. It looks like I charged the fast cav. I wanted to support that big fight, but the fast cav were in my way. So there's another look at the board. I moved my bowmen down off the hill so that my trebuchet could see that big block that's way to the left of the screen, and actually hit them and killed a few with a stone. So what happened over here is my Grail Knights, yeah, they destroyed the Goblin unit, but when we looked at it, he had angled them such that it was tight, but I missed that Orc unit by not even a centimeter, but I missed him. I mean, I scooted right on by him. And then I proceeded to fluff all my attacks. My general, all the Pegasus. I don't think I caused a wound, or I may have caused 1 wound, but he had static res of 5 or 6. So, yeah, you can see my general broke, Pegasus Knight unit broke. I got lucky with the other Pegasus Knight unit, and they held for all the good it's going to do me. Awful picture, just showing you that a Spider Riders charged my trebuchet and beat it and overran behind my archers. He whooped me in combat with that remaining Pegasus Knight unit, so I fled there. Luckily he didn't roll too high, so he didn't catch my general. Or if he did, I just automatically fled again. But either way, I'm not off the board. His trolls came back on the board and moved up. Now I want you to look to where my Grail Knights are. So I'm thinking here is, on my turn I can charge into the rear of that Orc unit, and again, I'm feeling really comfortable. I'll take away all the static combat res, and those guys are really tough, looking great, until he rolls a 6 on his animosity, and then rolls 6 for movement for that big block of Orcs, and then he is barely within charge distance. And at this point I'm thinking, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. I haven't played a brilliant game by any means, but oh my gosh, that was awful timing. That spelled my doom. At that point there was no chance of anything else. So of course he beat me in combat. He charged with his other unit into my general and the Pegasus Knights. I don't have a chance. At this point I don't know if my general's even alive anymore or not. I mean, who really cares? I've charged with everything else. He kills the painted Pegasus Knights. This is just showing how my archers are gone, and now he's just securing table quarters. And that's the end of the game, where there's nothing left on the board. I have a big unit of men-at-arms left, and everybody else is dead, or this unit right here is fleeing. It is the worst massacre I've ever had. With the hostage scenario points, I ended up killing his hostage on turn 2. He killed mine on turn 4, which is where you got a lot more points for doing it. I don't know why. He won the game by over 2,500 points. I mean, just, oh my. So it was actually it was a fun game. I love playing against this guy. Every game we play is a lot of fun. And I beat him the last 2 times we played, so it was, in a way it's kind of nice for me to get a victory here, but talk about falling apart. I'm wondering, I need to be more careful. When I thought the Grail Knights would hit the flank of his big unit, I need to be more careful about that. I'm wondering if I could have taken my Pegasus Knights and my general and just got out of his charge reach so that nobody fought that turn and not go into a fight unless I have the odds that I want. And that's my biggest lesson, is just to be more patient, especially with all the flyers I have. I mean, I had plenty of mobility. I could have done a lot more with that. So that was my big lesson learned. And the other one is, if somebody's hiding goblins behind their lines, there's probably a reason for it. So I need to use my Pegasus Knights to get those fanatics out before I lose my 2 big blocks of knights on turn 2. So anyway, I figure if I show these games where I beat people, I need to show the ones where I lose as well. So here's a nice loss for the Bretonnians. So, for any of you rooting for the Bretonnians, sorry for it. What an awful, awful showing. Anyway, a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it.